What's up, what's up, what's up? Your boy Mojo here again, working on this busted Corolla, again for my sister. This is the same one where I fixed the side mirror. Now she's getting a P0301 misfire code on the car. So I'm going to show you exactly how I go about diagnosing the problem, because with a misfire it can be a multitude of different problems. Oil leaks within the cylinder, bad spark plug, bad ignition coil. I'll show you how I diagnose it and how we can hopefully fix this code for it. So if you look at this, is a 2013 Toyota Corolla, and most of these newer cars come with these plastic covers. These are real easy to pop off. I always wear gloves, like keep my hands clean. Easy, just lift up and it comes right off. So right here, this is a 4-cylinder engine. The ignition coils are directly on the spark plugs. So whenever I deal with a car like this, the first thing I do is I figure out what cylinder this misfire is on. And right now, this one is actually P0301 and P0303. So cylinder 1 and 3. So I always switch the ignition coils. And it's super simple what you do. You just take a 10mm bolt, loosen it up, unclip it. Usually I unclip it first, and then I loosen it up with the bolt, and I swap the ignition coils with a different cylinder. So I drive the car and I check the engine code again. If the code changes cylinders, then I know it's ignition coil. If it doesn't change cylinders, then I know the problem is either the spark plug or the problem is originating within the cylinder. Okay, to accomplish your goal of changing the spark plugs for this Corolla, you'll need the following tools: a 10mm socket, a ratchet, 9/16 spark plug socket. Also, you'll need some anti-seize compound. It's a little small packet that you can get from pretty much any auto parts store. I'll show you the packet I'll have later on in the video. And you'll need a 6-inch extension to be able to reach deep down into the spark plug well within your engine bay. That's all you need. This is a little retaining clip. Press the button, you wiggle it off. Super easy. Take the 10mm socket, lefty loosey, always remember. The ignition coil just slides right off. Wow, it's pretty simple. And what I'll do next is I'll swap this one. I'll do the same process, and I'll swap this ignition coil over here, put this one back on cylinder 2, and I'll check if the code changes. I've already done that process, and the code didn't change. So I know the problem is within the cylinders 1 and 3. So I'm gonna do a whole spark plug change, show you how to do it, and hopefully that'll solve the problem. Okay, as I said before, to start the process off, you want to remove this 10mm bolt and also unclip the sensor. Usually I unclip the sensor first if I'm changing out the ignition coil, but since we're not changing the ignition coil, I'll just keep the sensor plugged in and I'll just remove the 10mm bolt. Okay, always before I start removing any spark plugs from the motor, I like to prep the new spark plugs. So I lay them out on a paper towel, and I remove the protective cover to expose the threads. And this is where I use the anti-seize. And this is to prevent corrosion, prevent your spark plug from seizing within the motor block. This is very important that you apply this, because you never know when you'll get some water intrusion inside your cylinder that may cause some rust, and you don't want these to seize within the motor. So what I do is I put just a small amount on my finger. I take it to the threads and I just evenly apply it around the threads. You don't need much on there. After it's applied, I take the cardboard protection and I slide it back on. That way you don't have to worry about the threads getting messed up. And then I repeat the process for each of the spark plugs, all 4. Always remember lefty loosey. Alright, next step, now that the ignition coil is removed, is to remove the spark plug. I'm going to take a 9/16 spark plug socket. I repeat, 9/16. These are pretty hard to find sometimes. And a 6-inch extension. And I'm going to use that to remove the existing spark plug. So I'll go ahead and put that in there first because there's a little tight clearance up here. Put that in there first and get to removing. Voila. I want to add real quick, I always like to assess the existing spark plugs when I remove them. So this is one I removed. I always inspect it for any kind of oil. If I see like excessive white spots, that it may be burning coolant. If it's broken, I assess that just because it may be a piece inside your cylinder. So always when you remove a part, inspect it. That way you can check out the health of your motor as is, and maybe you can help prevent a future issue. I'll insert the new one back into the socket. Like so. And I always insert this and I always hand tighten first. I put it into the cylinder head and I always hand tighten. That way you reduce the chance of cross threading spark plug socket threads into the cylinder head. Once I know that it's good in there, then I go back and I use the socket wrench. Righty tighty to make it tight. Now there is a torque specification for spark plug. It's a pretty low value, so I don't usually bother using a torque wrench to torque these in. I do it about snug tight. Whenever I can't twist anymore from a real short distance away from the top of the head, that way you can't apply much pressure, you can't apply much torque. If you start back here, you can apply a lot, but if you start here, you can't apply much. And right when I can't do too much else, I'm done. I stop twisting. Then go ahead and reinstall the ignition coil. Take the 10mm bolt, replace that. And voila, first spark plug is done. Now on to the other three, which is basically a repeat of the first one. Okay, all 4 spark plugs are installed. Hopefully this video was informative for you and that you learned some good tips when changing out your spark plugs for a Toyota Corolla. Any questions, hit me up down below. If you liked the video, please like it, comment on it if you liked it, subscribe. I'll be working on this car probably for a couple years more. As my sister tears it up, I'll be here to fix it. So I'm pretty sure I have some more how-to videos for this particular Toyota Corolla. Alright, thanks. Say something for the camera.
Callie.
Hold it.
It's heavy. Cows. Lefty loosey.
Try the hairs.